are you?
Okay. I was sitting here waiting, and not that it matters at all, but all of a sudden your text popped up like 14 minutes after you sent it.
That's weird. Look at you. Shower, hair's comb,
Howard, I
got a
threw a
collar.
comb through my hair. I ran a comb through my hair.
Let's just start by talking about this tweet, and then we'll go into other stuff. I got other stuff too. So what I thought we could discuss is that tweet that I had sent you the other day. It was from, I think it was New Jersey 12, about the guy at the cheesesteak shop somewhere in Jersey who did you watch the video? Because they showed it was, I guess it was a channel 12, that's the.
I did. Yeah, most of it I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the start of it was that how conventional wisdom is that, business owners should ignore people who write bad reviews.
Right.
And I don't necessarily know that is. I mean, I think the conventional wisdom isn't to ignore it, but to certainly not respond in the way that he was, where he's very aggressive and
Right.
fighting back.
Right.
But I actually, I think the real conventional wisdom is that you should engage with reviews, and that you can respond to both positive and negative, and try
totally
to
agree.
make amends for any mistakes.
Yeah, he lost every opportunity to regain that customer and recover that customer, by calling him names and calling him I forget exactly what he said, but he said some pretty disparaging
He
words
did.
about the guy's personality and get a life and you're a loser. And
Yeah.
I mean, he went overboard. But even if you respond negatively, less dramatic than he did, you're still losing all opportunity to regain that customer.
Yeah, I mean, his point is that, rather than going on the internet and trying to ruin somebody's business, which I think he's taking it a little too personally. I don't know. Have a conversation and we'll fix things if things go wrong. He wasn't saying he never does anything wrong. Obviously we both agree he's not handling it the right way. But I actually dove in and tried to see what was going on. I actually went to both his Yelp review page, his Yelp reviews, and his Google reviews. And the interesting thing is that, it speaks to stuff that we talk about all the time. So on Yelp, he only has 44 reviews, and his average review rating is 2.5 stars. And on Google, he actually has 274 reviews, and he has a much higher, significantly higher average score of 3.9. He has a lot of good feedback, but he does go after people who write bad reviews. And there was one that really stood out to me, and it was on it was actually fairly recently, and I think it was one of the Google reviews. And this guy talked about he went there often, and he generally had good experiences, and he was a repeat customer, and he had one bad experience. I don't remember what the details were. And he said that he was a frequent customer, and he had this one bad experience. And so the owner wrote back and in his way, however you want to describe his way, he said, I looked through, how come you never wrote any good reviews? How come the only time you ever put up anything up here is when you had a bad experience? And the guy said he was done. The reviewer had said that he was done going there. It was such a bad experience that he wasn't going to go back.
Right.
And the owner, and his point is very well taken, and it speaks to one of the big problems with reviews, is that why didn't you ever write a good review? And the guy who wrote that bad review and said he was done wrote back and said, you're right, I never did leave a review for a good experience. And his quote was, because that's what you should expect from a business.
It's supposed to be good. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. He's supposed to be good.
But he's not wrong, but that's the problem with reviews. I mean,
you have to deal with that. That's the reality, as we know, that the ones and tens, the people who hate and the people who love, are more likely to engage with their experience.
And unfortunately, it's more the ones. More the ones than the 5 stars, certainly, that do that. And
Right.
that's a problem. It's the same thing that we've talked about. I mean, how many years and years we've been talking about this? It's the
Yep.
problem of, I remember doing a blog post very early on, probably 2005, 2006. I don't even remember when, about how the internet is the Wild West. I think that was the
Yes, I
title of it.
remember
I'll
that.
find it and
Yeah.
I'll post it, whatever, I'll repost it. But it's still true today. And it's the problem of anyone can post reviews anywhere. And I know that like on Amazon, you can get verified reviews because they supposedly are making sure that the people who are writing reviews actually purchase the products. There are definitely problems with their methodology because there's a big fake review problem on Amazon. But
Right.
in this case, in Yelp and in Google reviews, I mean, there really isn't policing that's effective in any way. And so you
Right.
still have that Wild West situation. And to this business owner's point, someone can go on there and ruin his reputation. And he's not just sitting, he's choosing to fight back in a very aggressive way. And I guess it's working for him. I
Yes.
don't know.
Responding is good.
What's
I
that?
mean, that's not a problem. It's how he's responding. This particular guy.
Hey, he's getting publicity. Is that going to hurt him or help him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people will
But you know
like
what I
that.
noticed? What he didn't do? He
What's that?
didn't. Well, he did the one thing that he did to the guy who was a 5-time customer, but he didn't address the issue in the complaint. All he did was
No.
address the complaint.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean, well, that's his whole thing. It's like, if you have a problem, call me, call me and we'll
yeah, but
take care of the
you
problem.
have a system set up, whether it's with a company like ours or with just in general with a Yelp or a Google reviews, that gives you the opportunity to better your business, to figure out what did I do wrong to piss this guy off. And yeah, he got angry because the guy, disparaged his business, but at the same time, maybe he had a valid point.
Right,
Maybe he had a point where the guy could improve his business so that to ward off the next negative review.
right. I
And
mean,
he,
the overall issue here is that this guy, and he's not alone, feels that he's at the mercy of what anybody can do, and they can damage his
he's not
business.
wrong about that.
He's not wrong about that, but we've been in this business now for a long time, and we say there are things you can do, and the fact that he has somehow on Google he has 274 reviews, on Yelp he only has 44. Yelp has a way of sort of filtering out reviews that they say are not helpful, and you look at some of those, you can actually get to them, and they're negative, but overall they're not really helping this guy because his review, his ratings there, as I said, his average is 2.5 on Yelp, 3.9 with a lot more reviews on Google. It's 7 times as many reviews on Google. So to our point that we've been trying to make for a long time is you want to get as many reviews as possible. It's not good to have 44 5-star reviews as opposed to 4,400 reviews that may have an average of slightly lower, but it shows that you have a bigger customer base
Right.
that's engaged. And certainly you're not going to please everybody all the time, but the sophisticated shopper is going to look through those reviews. And as we know, more than 90% of people are looking at reviews before buying or dining or staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
They're sophisticated enough to go through that and try to pick out the ones that speak to them or don't speak.
There's something a little suspicious about a company that's been in business for that long, has very few reviews, and they're all positive.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we talk about that. But the bottom
As
line
we
is
know,
that
there's reasons why people, have ulterior motives to engage with review sites about their own business or their competitors' business. We know that happens. You can't deny that. It's
right. One other thing that this guy brought up, and he probably has a point. Like, some people are looking to make a name for themselves by being reviewers of businesses, and he was finding the ones that were only putting out negative reviews only
Right.
to places. So
Well, he did put some effort into the process.
yeah, No, I don't know. It's interesting, but I think at the end of the day, the message really should be to him and to everyone. You're not, you don't have to be completely at the mercy. If you have a regular program in place, whether it's ours or some other way. I mean, if you go back to like, I don't know, go back 25, 30 years ago. I mean, places had paper comment cards on tables. Those haven't gone away. You have to sort of update it and make sure that you're getting you're getting comments, not by physical cards, but do a replacement. And that, that's obviously what we do and others do.
Right.
And solicit responses. Don't just sit back and wait and react or don't react to what's coming in, and worry every day that there's going to be a bad review showing up on Yelp or on Google reviews.
Right.
Anyway,
and also never lose fact of that you can use these reviews to help improve your business, not only gain a reputation and gather more guests and more customers, whatever, but the content of the feedback is important as well. So the more feedback you solicit and get, the better it is for running your business and improving your operations and doing better that way, which will also in the long run gather more customers.
Absolutely. All right, enough of that. I'm sure it was just interesting that came up, and it's like, this could have happened 15 years ago. I mean, the methodology hasn't changed. These businesses are at the mercy, more so now because more people are looking at reviews before they're going to restaurants or going to hotels or buying things.
And in this particular case, the reviewer was identifiable, maybe not by name or anything, but he had a contact point with the reviewer. A paper comment card, doubtful the guy was going to leave his name and phone number.
Probably not.
Especially a negative review like that.
Probably not. Yeah, it's just amazing that we in 15 years the only real change is that the online reviews have become more important, but the way they actually get there for a lot of businesses hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And that should change. Anyway, so that's it for that.